Today we're going to change this lock because when you put it here, it always does red light.
It doesn't work good, right? There it works, but half the time it just doesn't work good. See? And half the time when I want to get in here, the thing won't work, and that's really annoying, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we should change it. So in order to do that, we need to take it off from the back. So let's get it off first. I'm going in here.
Can I try loosening the screw?
They're probably pretty tight. So we're going to have to take these screws out. Once I get them loose, maybe, okay?
Where's the battery door on the thing?
And inside the other handle, I think. Can you hold that for a minute? Use the screen, okay? So we need to get this started loose. And we'll put this somewhere else where I don't have to use it every single 20 minutes, right? Because it's really annoying when I'm trying to get in the shop to get just a screwdriver or something and the door won't let me in. So we're going to put a different passcode lock on there.
It's when we have to punch the numbers in.
Yeah.
No, not that kind of punch.
We'll try that. This one it's a neat lock and it does work. It just doesn't work good enough for what I want it for because my fingers get dirty, or if I just wash my hands and they're wet, it won't read my thumbprint no more.
It goes beep, beep.
And that's kind of annoying.
Until he gets his hands right off and then he goes beep, boing.
And I would rather not mess with that so much, so we're going to change it out. Get the screw out of here. Alright, what we're doing. The camera. You're the camera guy, man.
You're the camera guy.
You're the camera guy, man.
Why'd you give it to me just to make me the camera guy?
Because I only have 2 hands, dude. I have exactly 2 hands. What are you filming?
Tell me to get the heck out.
I have 2. I'm not just like open the door, man. I have 2 hands. Get this screw out of there. It's a long one. And it's behind this handle, which makes it even harder, right?
Right through the door.
It's right behind this handle. I kind of wish they would have rotated the holes around a little bit so we could each reach the holes better. The handle is just in the way. I think the handle comes off, but it seems like that would be excessive for something we should just be able to take off, right? Alright, so there's that part. We need that part off.
Why is there a rubber seal on there?
Oh, just to seal up against the paint. Alright, there's that handle. We don't lose any of these parts, so we're going to set them over here. Okay, what are you filming? Alright, let's set these down here for now.
So freaking simple.
I'm going to take this out too. I think the drive-in, this is called the drive-in. The drive-in's different on the other one, I think.
Wait.
Can you get out of there? You're making me do all the work here, bud.
My little hands can help you.
Alright, so this got
There you go.
the buttons we can push, right?
Beep, 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 bing.
So yeah, we'll have to set a code. I'm not sure how we set the code. We'll figure it out.
I wonder what batteries it takes.
I don't know.
I also wonder what this thing is.
So let's get the drive-in out. That's what we need first, right?
The drive-in. It also comes with a handy-dandy key.
Well, it works with a key too, in case you forget the code. And there's some extra hardware. This is the handle for the inside.
Keep the key out of my reach.
And this is the other handle. What is this?
Battery.
Guess what kind of battery it takes?
Duracell.
9 volt.
9 volt.
Alright, so there's all of that.
It says Duracell OEM. We found those in our Roku.
It's original equipment manufactured. And there's the instructions. So let's get it installed, and then we'll program it. What do you think?
Can I help install it?
Yep, you know how to get goes in there. Let's get the screws.
This driving is different. You're
Open
right.
this. I think there's screws in there.
Here's my way to do it.
Well, I can't see you. You keep moving your hands. I can't. You're not going to make it that way. You should have opened it right.
Stretched over the corner.
You thought you were going to make it, but you didn't make it. You see screws in there?
Yep.
2 shortish screws, not very long. For the drive-in plate. Well, that's the plate, striker plate. Those are screws, and there's the extra hardware. So we need these screws. We need the 2 short ones.
There's actually 4 in there.
Well, we need 2 of them. So the drive-in goes right there, but which way does it need to go?
I think...
Well, you're going to explain to the camera. What's your logic? Okay, well, we can look at it and say this. All right, so how do you tell which way it needs to go? Come back up a little bit so we can see around you reach your arms out. There you go. So look, when the door closes, what happens?
It goes...
But is that going to work this way? Look what happens. Shouldn't it be this way so that it goes... See the 2 ramps? Mm-hmm. Those 2 ramps need to slide over each other. It needs to go that way. So when you put it in the door, it needs to go that way, right? So let's go pop it in the door. Okay, you have to use your arms. Stretch out a little bit. You keep blocking all my camera here. And here's a screwdriver. Get them both started first?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were... Alright.
I'm an idiot. I know.
No, you're just doing things a little different.
A little idiotic?
Yeah, practice, right?
If you give me an electric scooter, I'm a total idiot head.
Get the other one started. I'm trying to film around your gourd. You keep putting your head in it.
You deal with my gourd.
We need the big camera mount like we use for other videos, don't we? This is hard.
That was way out in the barn.
Yeah, this is hard. Well, we still have to move it. How many times we moved? From one side of the door to the other. It's like a bunch, right?
About like, I'd say 2,000 billion. Just infinity. Just make it easier.
Okay, get that in there. I don't know why it's inset like that. Someone chiseled that all out to inset it, and I never fixed it. Someday we might have to bump that back out. I wonder if they drilled the hole in the door wrong or something, and you had to go in there to hit it. All right, so they got this drive-in in. All right, so now we need the handle with the buttons. Can you find it? I bet they drilled this hole wrong. See how the handle actually hits right here? Mm-hmm. And this is inset. I kind of think that the whole thing is, I bet they drilled it wrong, and that's why we have to keep having this inset too far, and nothing lines up.
I think we should put...
We'll put the battery in it. Can you get it open?
If I can get it open. Maybe I'll use the key.
Maybe. You get it?
Got it.
Okay.
Is there a passcode for the battery door?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the battery door.
Oh. This one might be it.
Yeah, that's the battery door. Seems like they make it easier to change the batteries in it. It looks like this is going to be... take it off to change the battery when the battery goes dead. I don't know about all that.
Darg.
I don't know if I'm okay with that. Seems like it's going to be hard to change the batteries when we need to change them. Alright. Hopefully the battery lasts a very long time, right?
If it does die, I'll blip the battery with my meter and see the difference from OEM and
don't break the wires off tucking in there. You need to tuck it in there gently. Alright. Pay attention to what you're doing.
There we go. That little arm
It only goes one way. So you got to figure out which way it goes.
It goes on this way. Correct. Oh.
Okay. So, in order to do this, change the batteries, we'll have to unscrew this every time. So hopefully...
Let's punch a key and see if it bips.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if we should rekey it. So we could rekey this to make all the... so it fits with the garage and the barn, and then I don't have to have an extra key. That might be a whole different video, right? So maybe we should turn this off and we'll come back. What do you think? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, show them the lock one more time. So we're going to try...
to rekey that.
Right. We need to get that out through that access hole so that we can rekey it maybe. So what we need to do...
I think I found our house keys in this bag.
Those aren't the house keys. What we need to do is rekey this lock, right? Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do, take the screw out. Metal shavings on my screwdriver. What do you get for sitting on the bench, right? Take this screw out, and that holds the tumbler in.
This is a kid video. Oh.
Screw out of there.
I ain't no master lock picker, but I think that looks like my toy model locks.
Kind
that
of.
you can pick.
Yeah. So these will be the tumblers, and we need to get these. We need to get this follower out. See this tumbler thing?
Basically my lock.
They usually unhook. I'm trying to figure out, this should come loose. So we can get the tumbler, the follower and all that out. There's a key here, but see, this thing's going to block it. See that thing right there? I'm trying to figure out how it, let me see the key.
The key.
Maybe I'm not holding my tongue just right. You reckon? So somewhere, oh, I bet we gotta, yeah, see that button? Gotta push that button. All right, get some of the tools out. Gonna mess with this big guy. We're trying to get that part out. That's an extra one, right? There's the tool we need. See this pokerizer here? That'll allow us to poke right here.
Inside these film casters are things that go in locks.
They can't see you. You're not camera.
Inside these are called things that go in locks called tumblers. They fit
That's the
in here,
tumblers that fit in there.
and there's little springs up top.
Let's see if we can thread this off or something. There we go. So we need that off, and this is what holds that on, right? So we gotta make sure we put that back together, right? We want our key to go this way, and we're gonna take this C-clip off right here. Maybe.
Also sometimes said circlip.
Maybe. Let's see if we can get out of there without shooting it across the shop, right?
So cool.
Maybe. It's biting me. It shouldn't be that tight, but it is. Come on. Almost got it. It needs to hang up a little bit more. There we go. So we need that to come off there too. Like that. And now, so we got a key in here, and since all of these tumblers should line up with that key, if we turn it sideways, because there's tumblers in here too, right? So there's tumblers trying to push down here against this cylinder, and if we turn this, those will get stuck in the cylinder, but as soon as we pull the cylinder out, they'll fly out of there. So what we need is a follower.
A follower tube.
So we're going to use this, kind of getting yucky rusty brass, but we'll use this follower. And what we want to do is we're going to push this out and catch all of those tumblers so they don't come out of there. So they're all trapped, right? So those top tumblers are all still in there. You might even be able to see them a little bit in there. See them? They're all trapped. And these tumblers match the key. So if we take key out, see how they get all crooked? That makes them not line up, and then the lock won't work. But when the key's in there, they all line up perfect. And that's what we want to do with our new key.
Which also goes in our locks.
The actual key
for
we have for our house, right? So what we're going to do is take this key out. We're not going to use that one. I'm going to put this one in, and see none of them. Well, that one lines up, right? Kind of. It might be too low. But all of these don't line up. So we're going to take them out, because they're not right.
Not right, because the key says right on it.
Yeah, it's just the brand. Alright, so we can start using the tumblers that came with. And we can see some of these are pretty deep. It's that right one, right? So see if we can find tumblers that fit. That one's not bad. See how it fits? Nice and flush. That's what we want to do.
Flush if you want it to work.
Yeah, it'll jam up if it's not flush. So those are the same size, I think. That one right? Yeah, pretty good. That one's too tall. It's a trial and error thing, right? And that one's too low. So get that one out of there. And I think these are too tall for all the spots that are left. Yeah, so we need tumblers smaller than those.
Those might be too
taller than that.
You want to put the key right away in?
See? It works.
Yeah.
So we need more tumblers to choose from. And that's what we have in here. We have a bunch of tumblers to choose from, right?
And that's the same exact thing.
And another follower. I think those are top tumblers. And not bottom tumblers.
They're all different colors. Some of them are dyed from Rekeying.
Alright, so we need something to put these in so they don't make a mess.
That's why I got my neat little magnet tray thing.
Okay.
It won't magnetize them because they're brass, but...
That one's too tall still.
What?
What about that one though? Fits there, right? Pretty good?
Yep.
Alright, so that's one more tumbler. That's too tall. We need one smaller than that. That's not the right kind of tumbler. I think this is a middle tumbler. Yeah, it's not the right kind. All my tumblers getting mixed up. I wonder who could have done it.
Me.
Still too tall. That's going to be a short tumbler there. Let's see
Do
if we
we
can
have
find
any tumblers in our big old box of locks?
No, those are just spare locks. Need a pair of tweezers or something. Too short. See if I can get this raised up and get out of there. Got too short. There we go. Get out of there. That one's a little too short. Pretty close, but not quite right.
If you find a master key tumbler, then you can key that key to fit all the locks.
That one's close, but it's a little low still. We want it to be nice and flush. If it's not smooth, then the lock won't work good. It won't work smoothly, right? How about that one? That's pretty good, right? And we need one more tumbler.
One more tumbler.
And I don't remember, was it a super tall one or a super long, short one? Get in there. That's not the right tumbler. I keep picking up, I need to sort these out. That's the wrong tumbler. Alright, it's going to be short. This is the shortest one I think we have in the bin. And that's still too tall. We need to find a shorter one than that. So we need one shorter than that. This one wasn't right? Nope, still a little too tall, wasn't it?
Drum roll.
Alright, so that's... we got one more to choose from here. But I don't think it's going to fit either. Too tall. We need a short tumbler. So let's get our bottle back out. And see if we can find a really short tumbler in here.
You don't want to dump the whole thing out the second you get it.
Well, that'd be more to sort through, right? Most of these are duplicates. They're the same tumblers over and over again. If I put them all in the bin, then you're just sorting through more and more.
Of the same tumbler.
Yep. And you're going to probably end up with all of them out there pretty soon, though, because we're looking for a really short one. Well, that's really close, but not quite. Look, it's still just a little too proud, isn't it? Come on, other. We need one just smaller than that.
What does proud mean? Like a little too proud?
A little too tall. A little too tall. Oops, what about that one? Still a little high, but it's getting closer, right? It's a weird size. Get out of my way so I can get this thumb out of there.
It's probably, that tumbler's probably only found in our lock.
Well, we can shorten one if we have to, but I think we probably got the right tumbler in here if we just keep looking.
I think the backyard lock's a scold.
What do you think of that?
Good.
Pretty good, right? All right, now we need to see if this turns smoothly. I wonder if we have another, yeah. Because instead of trying to lose those things, let's make sure it's smooth enough. See it binding up? Well, this should be the same size. So if it's binding up in there, it'll probably bind up in there too. We got one of these. See, it's a little too high. See it sticking up? So I think they're the same size. That one there is just a little too high. We need...
Either the key isn't in all the way or...
Well, the key's in all the way, so it's just a little too tall.
Good. Go. You got it, key.
Let's see if we can get it out of there. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. So it's this one, right? So we need a short one. A little shorter. That one's too short, I think. Yeah, I think that one's going to be too short. Maybe not. Let's see. Did you not? Can't find my tools, dude. We still got one that's too tall. I think it's the second one. See it grabbing? First one's probably going to be alright. I think it's the second one. Still a little too tall. We need one just a little shorter than that one.
Wonder how much it'll take before... Wonder how much it'll take to make all those tumblers not too proud.
Well, we're just going to see if we can find the right one that fits, right? We're just trying to try them out until we find one that fits. If we are professional, we'd probably have them sorted by size. We're not really professional though, right?
Is this one too small or too large?
I think I left it out there because it's not right. But like a real locksmith would have all these by size in a tray. So when they found one that was just a little too short, they'd go right to the next drawer and it'd save them a lot of time. That seems like it's probably still going to be too tall. Yep. Same one, right? Same problem. Let's see if we can find one a little bit shorter.
I think the backyard lock is a Schlage.
Schlag. They're all Schlags. That's the locks you buy the same kind of lock.
Well, then how come that key says right on
Because
it?
right uses the same key blank as Schlag. But you buy the same kind of lock, and then when you have a house, you can have all your keys match, and you only have to have one house key, right? Because who wants to carry a whole pocket full of keys around, right?
Not me.
All right, how's that? That's pretty good. Let's try it out. We're still stiff. One of these is too high. Which one is it? You see which one's too high?
I think it's that middle one.
I think you're right. It's this middle one right here, right?
And it took us I'd say half an hour to find that.
Oh, well, it takes time, bud. All right. That's the one. It's too tall. That's a really tiny one, too. We're running low on the really... I might have to order some tumblers someday, which is a weird thing for somebody who doesn't work on locks that often, but they're starting to get just a little bit low on my supply, aren't they? That one might still be too tall. Let's see. Yeah, still a little too tight. It's just a little bit too big.
I think this part might be the same chunk of this lock.
We need to find a little tiny tumbler in here. What about this one?
Tumblerless lock.
Nope. That one's pretty close, but it's not quite right. This one here that we took out, we're just a little tiny bit too tall. I think that one might still be a tiny bit too tall. A little bit. Alright, what do we got left? I think that might be the smallest one we got. This green one here. Not smaller, is it? Nope. How about that one? That one looks smaller.
Where? Yeah. Oh.
Now way down to the back one's still too tall.
Ah, I can't do my air horn yet.
No. Back one's still too tall. I thought we had it, but we don't. That's a good one. We should have one. See how big that one is? We should have lots that fit that. Those little ones, though, we're running out of them. I think it's because this key uses so many of the little ones. And I've never actually ordered any of these. It's just stuff I collected. So, but I think this particular key we got, and we have lots of locks, right? I think it uses all our little tumblers. I'm starting to run out of them.
Why do they call them tumblers? Is because they tumble around in the lock?
I guess. I think it's holdover from combination type locks. But I would not know. Asking the wrong person. Professional would know. Alright, let's see. That's a little snug. Something is still dragging a little bit. I think it's still that last one. Could you stop?
Trying to move this chair
Yeah.
without.
Nope, it's the middle one. Yeah, the middle one.
Oh, come on. Still the middle one?
That one there, it's just, I think it might be a burr more than the wrong size tumbler. Let's see if we can polish the burr off on that tumbler. See, it's got a little burr on it. So don't knock that over, okay? I think it's got a burr on it. Let's see if we can polish that off real quick. Make that work better. I think it's just got a...
Tumblerless lock.
Just got a little bad spot on it.
And it's worse. Pretty. No tumblers. Playing with the tumblerless lock. This one.
Let's see if we can take that little sharp edge off. I think that's hanging us up. Some of these are used tumblers and they've been abused a bit over in the past, right? Almost lost it across the shop. We never found it again. Some of these came out of old locks that I've taken apart, so they're not new. tumblers anymore, and they got some abuse.
How come you had to take apart all those old locks?
I didn't have to. I was trying to learn how to make locks work, so I took them apart to see how they worked.
Are they still good locks?
I don't know, not locks I needed. They may or may not have worked, I don't remember.
Do we have
Alright, could you...
any super old beat up crap locks that I can just
That's
make
better a little bit, right? Seems a little out of round. I wonder if our follower here is a little out of round. Let's see if it works in this lock. Alright, so the trick is when we slide this back in, we don't want to lose all these pins, right? All these ones that are still in here, because there's tumblers in here with springs behind them and they'll shoot in there. So when we put it in, we need to make sure that we have a place for them to go. See this lip right there? See how you got this lip?
Yep.
Tumbler can fall in there. We want to go across this flat right here. Otherwise, we might lose our tumblers. And that could be, make our job difficult, right? If it'll fit. I don't think it's gonna... Alright, so we followed it through. We didn't lose any of our tumblers.
That's good.
It's a little snug, but I think it turns. Alright, now's the test. Super test. Will it come back out?
No.
So now with the keys in there, can we get our key out?
Yeah.
And if we can put the key back in and it still turns, we officially have rekeyed the lock, right? Alright, so we got the thing rekeyed, right?
Yep.
So we want to get this, we got nothing to hold on to here. We need to get this put back together, and we're going to put that new lock in there. And I already programmed the code, so we basically just need to put it in and put the screws in. And in order to do that, we have to work from both sides of the door, so it's a little challenging. So come on in here. Alright, so we got it in there flat now, right? Alright, so we need the other half. Get the other half of it, and I'll hold this if I can. Duck around under me here. Alright, now you gotta take that handle off, pop that off. There you go. Can't shoot your head. You're gonna have to back up. Yep, there you go. So that's locked in, or lodged in. Now hold on, I gotta give you a screw. Don't push it. I gotta have it with 2 hands here. Take that, and I'll put my hand back on there. Alright. Feed the screw in. It shouldn't go very far. And then put your screwdriver in it and tighten it down. Other way.
I wonder if this thing used to be copper plated. I can see a copper ring.
I think it's called an antique plating. I don't think we cared much about the plating because it's just a shop door handle. I think it was cheaper to get it this color than chrome or brass, which is why we went with this color. And don't tighten it all the way down yet, because you got to get this one started. And if you tighten it down, it won't move. You want to leave it a little loose so you can get that one in case you have to wiggle it. I think this was just a cheaper plating color. And for the shop door, we don't care, right? I don't care what color it is. It could have been flat black for all I care. It's an expensive lock still. These Schlake locks aren't cheap.
So then we tighten them down all the way?
Yep, crank her all down. And then we'll put the handle on the rest of the way. And then we'll test it. Get the top one too.
This falls off. Remember, my gears don't transmit much torque.
See that button on top? You need to push that in past that button. If you push it hard, it might go. Keep going. Don't get yourself poked to the screwdriver though. Thank you. No, I think you got it. I think it clicked. Seems like it's on there good enough. It won't come back off, right? Yeah, so this should open the door. See the latch, the drive-in moving? This one shouldn't until we unlock it. So go around the outside door and let's see if we can get her going. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to put the code in. So close your eyes. You know, the code's for you, right? That's why the code's here. The whole shop door is just for you, right? It works. You got in there, right? All right, now we got to check and snug these up just a bit. Remember we loosened those? Got them?
Got 'em.
All right. So it won't work this way. All right, let's go out and see if we can get it to work. Click. All right, there's the numbers. And this lights them up so you can see them in the dark, which is handy. And then we'll punch the code in. Ta-da! I like that better than that button one down there, the thumbprint one. So we'll probably put that thumbprint one somewhere else. This is a lot faster. I think your mom will like it too, because she could never get this thing to open, right? It didn't like her thumbprint at all. So we'll take that lock down there and we'll put it somewhere else. And we'll leave this one here. Success!
Success.
All right. Thanks for the help, bud.